Yeah. This is right after the George Pickens touchdown that I threw. I did not know they could do that. I
Now
just
for the
threw them.
all-critical extra point. He's got it. No
Motherfuckers
problems
out here.
there. The
Going to
extra
OT.
point up and
They scored off a stupid field goal. Let's go ahead and steal to regulation. I'm gonna play offense.
the Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get
Yeah,
that
yeah,
extra
we got
energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to
that.
let that adrenaline get away from them
I
and
have to
play
go.
too
I guess
fast
it's
or create errors of their
I
own
call it cheesy
making.
because it's love.
Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a
Darnell,
touchdown,
I should
and
throw the
end this
cock there.
game.
These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in week 12. And it was the visiting Steelers who came away victorious, so they'll look to claim the season series with a win here in Pittsburgh.
A throw over the
Oh,
middle,
I
taken
forgot how
in.
good
And
John
he's got
Nick. I
another
forgot how good
first
Nick
down
was.
as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35.
That would have been 23. He was good. Get the him out there.
Now Hooker. He's got this to Pickens. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Give him 30 yards there.
Yes.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
To throw on 2nd down, here's Hooker.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. We needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score in OT finishes it off, but all throughout, really just a great game to witness.
I agree, and the whole time we were watching and working on this game, I had it in the back of my head. We could get to overtime. Just the way this game went, the ebb and flow of it all, and then to get there and finish it what I would call an old school way, a running play, because in today's NFL, we throw the ball to ring the bell, don't we?
Not there. They ran it in. And again, just a great, great game that we bore witness to. So for Pittsburgh, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, it's a bad time of year to take a loss like this as they drop to 10-5. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL.
The Steelers earn the win at home as we say so long from Pittsburgh.
Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's a special New Year's Eve edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 15 carries, 61 yards.
And while they locked up the #1 seed last week, I don't expect them to change what they do in the running game. I expect them to continue to play the exact same way, but with a change up in personnel, because they want to make sure that their #1 guy has fresh legs for the playoffs.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walker.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense for the Steelers, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47. Here comes 3rd down and 7.
Out of the gun, Smith. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
The Smith's throw into the hands of Lockett.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
In motion is Hardy. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Smith. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
Straight ahead, Walker. And able to get this to the 31. Now a 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 16. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Smith. This is caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Ken Walker, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told.
And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an
And a
interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And the corner blitz gets him that time as he goes down for a short loss.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
First carry for Najee Harris. You talk about this Seahawk defense.
They enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better.
And a loose football. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Here we go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Go get nervous now.
Harris running straight ahead. A solid stiff arm. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now left side on the swing pass. And shedding the tackle and now some room. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2. Plays. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On the give, this is Harris. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
The Steelers at 14-1 now on the year. And they've been flawless these last couple months, winners of 9 in a row.
And let's give them a ton of credit because in a league that's built on any given Sunday, any team can win. To run off this kind of a streak, this kind of a number, that's pretty darn impressive.
A handoff for Warren.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep.
That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Here we go, hey. We're not excited. Mike 15. Bound to lose one. 15's the mic. 15's the mic.
Now Gino on first down.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers and running back Najee Harris.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hooker. Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie.
And they'll get him down up past the 15. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7.
Let's go. 70 Lions. 56. Here we go. D. All day. Defense all day.
Hooker on first down. Repeat of the last play going to Mechie here.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Looking to throw, Hooker. He has Hyatt over the middle.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Throwing, Hooker. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here's Hooker to throw it. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Trying to throw again here. Hooker. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens.
The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Any day.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Hooker to throw on 1st and 10.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Hooker.
Got his man, it's Warren. Oh, he's going to be brought down there in the field of play, and the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit.
So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And it's the Bengals who are out in front as those two head towards the break. Joe Mixon has a run for a touchdown. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. We got a fine first half out of the former Alabama man, Najee Harris. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Looking to throw. Hooker. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
They're running it. Hey, watch that, watch that. Check line 54. Line 54.
Back to throw. Hooker.
Got an open man, it's Pickens.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
2nd down and 6 now. Hooker's going to throw it. He connects with Hyatt.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
On 2nd down, Hooker.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Warren. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 26. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Let's go now. Liking 18. Here we go. Like 56.
First down throw here. It's Hooker.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Hooker. Eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Come on. Set. Cowboy 80. I got one. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Go.
Now a first down carry for Harris. A solid move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Down at the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Harris.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Najee Harris
with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
And how nice is it to have a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield when you get down near the goal line? He can use his 230-plus pound frame to just get you those tough yards, and he finishes things off here with a touchdown run.
Boswell for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Now a draw play. It's Walker. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now Gino. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. Off play action. Here's Hooker.
Very good. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
So potentially a turning point here in the third quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, second guy in, tackle the ball.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Right, fellas, right. Let's go.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
In your face. Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. No, it's out. Smith lost it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Mike 54. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Go.
They hand this off to Harris, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. Here's Hooker. This one caught over the middle. It's Oliver, the tight end. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Back to throw. Hooker. Looking left side, that's complete to Oliver. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. Hooker now on second down. Throw left side complete. That's Warren. Touchdown! Jalen Warren, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, and this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator, and they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the 4th quarter, and I don't see them looking back.
Extra point now by Boswell. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
This taken in at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. This one into the hands of Metcalf.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now Smith.
Now wasted time going right back to DK Metcalf.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Pass out to the sideline. He's got Lockett.
That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up a second down and just a couple.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Walker is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
This is a tough situation offensively because down 3 scores, the field goal kicker's not even going to come into play here. As an offensive play caller, though, you know you have to take chances. This is a time to get creative.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Geno now to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Will Dissly from 3 yards out.
And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Now Myers for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. So this drive spans 7 plays, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
An option handoff given to Harris.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Again, it's Harris on second down.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
64 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. On second down, this is Harris. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And the Seahawks add a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field.
And they run with Harris off the option.
And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Now a first down throw, it's Smith.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And this will be incomplete. Both players with a shot at it that time, but neither coming away with it.
Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession, and they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And say what you want about Lumen Field here in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league when you're on the road.
It's very hard. The fan support, off the charts. The way that they make noise and understand when to make noise, they understand the game as well as anyone. And how about what we get in our media packets when we start preparing for the game? They have it in their own stuff, right? The number of offsides penalties, false start penalties that they draw against the opposing team because of that fan support. And last but not least, they designed the stadium to keep the noise in, and it works.
But not in this one. They were able to somehow come in here and get that victory. So for the Steelers,
they continue their winning ways as they run their mark to 15-1 on the year.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew.